This is Adam Miller, your movies correspondent and associate producer for The RPM Show. And today I'm going to tell you about a new movie called Sanctum. Now, Sanctum just opened today, and I actually just got back from seeing it roughly a little while ago. Now, before I get into my plot of this movie, I'm going to briefly tell you about the plot. Now, the plot of this movie is following a group of researchers who are exploring this underground cave in this huge mountain in like the regions of Australia or New Guinea. Now, what happens is a tropical storm comes overhead, and of course they have no way to get out through the entrance because there's so much water piling in. Now, they get trapped down there, and the only way to get out is to use the river that they have found in the cave that is connected to the outside ocean. But in so doing, this river runs through the inner sanctum of the cave, so they must swim their way through the sanctum of the cave using the river to get out. Now, as being a plot of the movie, it seems rather interesting, but at the same time, when all is said and done, it's really not that worthwhile. And here's why. In all fairness, the movie really isn't that good. Okay, now here's why. Now, the reason the movie has a lot of flaws is because the characters, for one, are rather so one-dimensional. They're straight out, not really relatable. They are so, this is what they are, and this is how they act. Now, on top of that, the dialogue itself is rather corny, and it doesn't help anything. Now, back to the characters, they really have no life whatsoever. They are so one-dimensionally focused, and that really got annoying after a while. Now, what happens is there are a lot of scenes in this movie that are rather unnecessary, to tell you the truth. It's rather violent, but at the same time, it's rather unnecessary. Now, as far as the basic plot, I have to say I was expecting it to be rather decent, but in the end, I was rather disappointed because the plot itself is full of cliches, and it's a typical formula movie. It follows the formula like we've seen in movies like Poseidon. It's kind of like that's the movie that I actually could not get out of my mind while watching this movie. It's like Poseidon underwater and underground. And so the cliches are so present, and it overwhelms the entire movie, and it just takes away everything. Now, as far as being from executive producer Jim Cameron, who did Titanic and Avatar, I have to say he made a rather not so good choice by putting his name on this movie. I think that, well, he did it mainly because they were using the 3D technology that they used for Avatar, so that's kind of what I think drew him to this movie. Now, I did see this movie in 3D, and 3D I think was the only saving grace of this movie. Now, you see, I had a choice between. I decided not to see it in IMAX 3D, mostly because I had this feeling that I would not like it so much that I wouldn't feel that after seeing it, I would feel that I would have wasted $20 for IMAX 3D. So I actually saw it in regular Real D 3D, so I saved a little bit of money. No pun intended, but I have to say, if you're going to see this movie, you're best well waited for Redbox or Netflix, because it really, as far as being what, the previews and, TV commercials are saying, it's this huge 3D experience, about, what this inner world in 3D. It's like, no, it's not really worth your time. When all is said and done, it's not worth it at all. It was disappointing. It was rather unnecessary, and at the same time, there was nothing, wonderful about it. It's just, it's an underground cave that is being used for 3D, and it's just like there's no excitement in that. It's rather dull and dreary, and I did not like it. I would not recommend it at all. Now, out of 1 to 10, scale of 1 to 10, I would give it a 2 out of 10. It's just, it was not that good, and I seriously hope that everybody who's not going to be watching the Super Bowl this weekend and wants to go to the movies might want to skip this one. Go see something that's out already, or if not, just stay home and watch the Super Bowl. That's all. Now, I want to know what you think about this. Am I right, or am I on the wrong track here with my opinion on Sanctum? Now, if you do see it and you have a different opinion than I do, I want to know what you think. So, email me at adam@therpmshow.com. And also, I got to do this all the time. Check out the website, therpmshow.com, where you can check our links to Facebook, MySpace, Twitter, Blueberry, our YouTube page and watch all other videos. And of course, we're on iTunes, so check those download streamed podcasts of our shows. So that's stuff that I had to say. So, and I say it with great respect and excitement. Now, so I really want to know what you think of Sanctum. So email me. I really want to know. So until then, until my next review, which hopefully will be soon, I will see you again next time.